welcome to Adulting Anonymous. Today we have a very special guest, a friend, a confidant, and today we are talking about being a Black South African woman in corporate.
Corporating while Black.
Corporating while Black. I'm gonna hand over to her to introduce herself. Her name is Dima. I call her Dima, but then she'll introduce herself. Tell us, who are you? Who's Dima?
Hello, everybody that's listening. Hi. I'm Dima Katso. I'm just a humble girl from the rural areas of Limpopo who just found herself having to corporate while Black, while also being the unicorn that is a Black female CA in South Africa.
Hello.
So yeah, that's me.
Yes, and on this episode, we'll be talking about some of her experiences in corporate, and yeah, stay tuned. Once you qualify, don't you get to that point where you're like, now what?
Oh no, I'm still at that point where I'm like, now what? Because I agree,
Don't you feel like you did the wrong thing?
I've been summarily dismissed from my job.
What happened there?
With my job?
After looking, because I remember you qualified, and then you were looking for a job, and then you stayed.
I stayed in corporate finance.
Yes. And then you're like, it's hard to look for a job. It's hard because you're like, it's not as easy. You referred me to that lady, that recruiter, and then you're like, I realized it wasn't that easy to look for a job. So then what's the story there? Because as CAs, we're told we don't have to struggle for jobs.
Yeah, you're told you don't have to struggle for jobs, and then you realize that the nice things, the corporate finance jobs, are then reserved for the people with the super great marks. They want people that were on Dean's list, and you're like, my transcript can fill 5 wheelbarrows. I need like a wheelbarrow to carry my academic transcript, and you're telling me now that the CA wasn't just the first hoop that I had to jump through. Now there's like 15 million other hoops that I had to
already.
So already, like you're out, you know. So even when I spoke to recruiters and I said to them, but I don't want to go into reporting. I want to go into
reporting, being a financial manager.
Manager. I don't want to go into those kinds of roles. I want to go into corporate finance. That's where my strengths are. Those are things that I actually enjoy doing.
And you were doing a master's in finance.
And I was doing a master's in finance, and that's where I saw my career going at that point. But was lit, child. It was so lit.
And then you ended up being a financial manager.
Yeah, it was so lit. Like, I think that I was basically pushed out because people were asking me, why did you leave? Why are you leaving? I had so many conversations in my last month where people were asking me why I was leaving.
But they frustrated you to that point.
But they frustrated me to the point where I had to go.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it anymore. And even going, I went in a direction that was completely different
from what you actually
what I actually wanted to do with my life. And people kept asking me, like the partners that I was speaking to kept asking me, why are you going in a direction that's completely different
from what you want?
To what you want.
Is it a specific individual, or do they all know what's really going on, and then they blatantly ask you, why are you leaving? But they know their system is in place to eventually frustrate you to get out.
For me, now what they said to me was, it wasn't even a specific individual. It was different partners that asked me, why are you leaving? You can't be leaving. You never told us that you were struggling. Meanwhile, everybody could see that I am struggling. And these people have got like...
That's what I'm asking, Khori. When you were being frustrated and working long hours, was it one person you were working for, or did they all know what's going on?
They all knew what was going on. Always. Because at the end of the day, even my planning was just there for everybody to see. Everybody could see that there's planning where Dima has like 15 projects and you have people that don't have projects. People are on nothing, but Dima has 15 projects.
And who are these people?
When it has to be... There's a lady that actually had a fight with like an AD. And it wasn't just a fight. It was just one of those things where she was saying, you guys are bullying me.
Yeah.
She stood up and she was like, no, you guys are bullying me. And after that, they just refused to give her any project. Every single thing that she was supposed to do then came to me.
Oh my gosh, no ways. Nah. And then you left.
And then I left.
But then that's how they roll. Like because they say, okay, fine, if you complain like we're not giving you work, then they give you too much work to obviously set you up for what? For failure, or like push you on the edge.
On the edge. Like the one time one of the ADs said to me, I expect you to sleep here. If you must sleep here all night just so you can achieve this, I expect you to achieve this. And you keep saying,
And they go home.
Yeah, they go home. And you're like, no, I'm not even gonna. I can't possibly. And then, I mean, we were talking about me doing my master's. You know, in September, when I came back from block week, because I had block in Cape Town, one of the partners said to me, oh, where have you been? And I said, oh, I've been at school doing my master's. Oh, what happened? Oh, what master's? I tell her, I've gone to do my master's in development finance, so I've just been at school for the past 2 weeks for block. And she says to me, oh, you have time to do your master's?
What?
We clearly don't give you enough work. And from that on, I tell you, those were the words. One of the partners that was talking to me about why are you leaving? She said to me, oh, you have time to do your masters. We clearly don't give you enough work. And from then on, my life went downhill.
Shucks. But you're doing a finance masters to be better in what you do.
In what I'm doing.
Exactly.
So we clearly don't give you enough work. And from then on, I was put on a project that involved me staying in the office until 1 a.m.
Oh, God.
Or being in the office on Sundays, being in the office on Saturdays, Sundays. Yeah.
And how long did this go on for?
That project was like for about 3 to 4 weeks.
Shit.
After that project, it was just one bad thing after another. It was just one bad project after another. From the moment when I get told, we clearly don't give you enough work. Then it was
they made sure you had work.
They made sure that I had work.
Yes, like it.
They made sure.
And then you had enough and then you resigned.
So then, eventually I said to myself, you know what, I can't do it because I've got no peace here.
Yeah.
And I wanted to have my son over. I wanted to bring my son back because remember when I was doing my articles, I decided that my son needs to go and live with my mother so that I can focus on doing articles.
Yeah.
But then my thing was that now I'm done with articles. Yeah. How can I go on living like this and having my son living somewhere else when I was only meant to be doing this for a certain amount of time? So I decided to myself, look, I just need to do a job that's going to allow me to focus on my family.
Like earn a living, but also like be a present mom and wife.
Yes.
Be a human being.
Be a human being and just try and find some sort of happiness while earning a living. So then I thought, okay, maybe if I take the FM route, then
it will be easier. And I remember you're like, I don't want to be an FM. No.
I really did not want to be an FM. The thought of processing journals, the thought of month end.
Those reports.
Could I?
So did you start looking for this job before you resigned?
Then I called the recruiter and I said to the recruiter, look, I know I said I only wanted corporate finance and that's all I was willing to entertain, but right now I'll consider taking an FM role. So then the FM job specs start coming through because that's all there is.
That's all there is. Literally.
When you're a CA, that's all there is.
When you're an ordinary CA.
When you're an ordinary CA.
When you're an us type of CA.
Yes, when you're an
because some of us are extraordinary, but we are us. By us, I mean we are black.
Yes.
We are female.
Mm-hmm.
We are
not on the Dean's merit list.
Our parents are not.
Exactly. Your parents is not Rupert.
My father is an academic. Where do I flourish?
Where do you flourish? You can't take a gap year. You can't call your dad and say to your dad, oh, hey,
talk to Uncle Ruth.
Talk to Uncle Ruth.
Uncle Yan.
Because you know, the funny thing is that one of the guys that was in the program with me, like my advisory program, that's how he got a job. He literally went to a braai and his somebody was like, oh, I'm the CEO of a mine. Come and be my EA.
Wow.
And he's like, okay, I'll do it for 700,000.
EA!
After qualifying, where in the world were you going to find that kind of a salary? Where? Tell me.
Flip, no.
No, come and be my EA.
Once, guys.
Once.
Okay.
So by the time he left, he already knew that that's what he was going to do.
Shucks.
At a braai.
Starting at 700 post qualification.
Starting at 700 post
Some of us
qualification.
started at the 5.
You go. I went to a recruiter once and they said to me, asking for 500,000 is too much. Maybe we should consider dropping it to 420.
Wow. Okay, I've heard that one. They said, don't you want to start at an accountant position, like 480, 420 per month, per year, I mean. And then you eventually that puts you in a position to become senior accountant.
No.
And then eventually the financial.
No.
And then eventually the I'm like.
No. Do you make those kinds of offers to people that aren't us?
Exactly. Okay.
Do you make those kinds of? No, yeah, exactly. Do you make those kinds of pronouncements?
They're very. That's the thing about recruiters. They're very comfortable to say certain things to us. To like white people, white males, they wouldn't do that, and that's already you go into the market devalued because as much as you think they fight for you, they really don't.
Not.
They don't.
They just want their commission, and then that's it. Yeah. Because I was thinking that even with the recruiter that recruited me for this, they knew that the job that they were recruiting me into was in a hostile working environment. They knew because that company has changed people so many times. They knew because they've sent so many people into that company, and those people did not last. They knew.
So then she just. So how did she sell the job to you?
She just said to me, "Look."
So this is after leaving. Now.
Well, she said before I left, she said to me, "No, you'll do very well there because you've been through and is tough, so you can pretty much do anything."
Wow.
I'm just going to try. And this is somebody that I thought was my friend. This is like you, Kuzai, sending me into the lion's den.
And I remember, can I just say, you nearly wanted me. And then you're like, nope, I've decided, nope, you can't go there. Remember, because you're like, don't you want to do my job? And then I was like, I'll do it for how much? And you're like, this amount. I was like, yay. And then you're like, don't go there. So
exactly. I said to you, you can't go there because you know what? I realized that it would not be. If you thought you had anxiety and you had been destroyed, that would have just made sure that you are
dead
and buried.
Yeah.
It would have just made sure that that you were dead. So
then this friend was the recruiter.
Yeah, this friend is the recruiter, and I'm like, what kind of a friend are you?
Shucks.
What kind of a friend are you actually?
Okay, so then you started.
So I started there.
At this Company Z.
At Company Z.
Because
wow, you know?
Yeah.
And with everyone, you start with rose-colored, rose-tinted glasses.
I remember you were like, I don't do much. All I do is...
Yes.
You pay me a lot of money, but I'm bored, but it's okay. I remember those conversations.
I say to myself, I'm bored, but it's okay. But it's not really okay. It's not really okay that I must sit here. And then for me, the thing that just broke the camel's back was that they advertised a role, like a similar role to mine, to say, okay, this is we need a second person that's going to be doing a job that's similar to yours. And they were advertising that job at grade 12 with 5 years of experience as an accountant. Yes. And I'm like, so I'm doing a job that can be done by someone with grade 12. So I called, so I spoke to this recruiter and I said, but how do these people pitch this job if you're telling me that right now they can pitch the same job as a person with grade 12? Because that's not on. That's just not on. And she said, no, but they insisted. It had to be a female. It had to be Big Four. It had to be whatever. So clearly, even when I went into that job, I was never going into that job as a person who was qualified. I was going into that job who had the intelligence and the comprehension of a grade 12 with 5 years of experience as an accountant.
You were lying.
I'm telling you.
And it was obviously also for EE purposes.
It was also for EE purposes. It was because they needed to pass their BEE audit and
companies Z, man. But we have a lot of companies Z.
Yes, they had to get their BEE levels to level 1. That's all they needed to do. And you were just there to mark the boxes.
Shucks.
And it's the first time in my life where I realized that you can be a CA, but you're not immune.
You're not immune to the struggles of the world. I think I also realized that when I was job hunting.
And it was a difficult realization for me to realize that, you know what, I might be a CA, but I'm not immune.
to anything.
It doesn't make me special.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't make me any less black than I am.
No, you're still black.
I'm still black.
You're just a very smart black who endured minimum 7 years
Exactly.
of brutal university education. Oh my gosh.
You're just a very smart and educated.
No, that's true. That's true.
So that's what then I ended up realizing. So I started at
Company Z.
There at Company Z. And then I realized that I'm doing a job that I'm barely qualified for, right? But even apart from that, in this job where I'm creating invoices, me with my UCT degree, and I am signing payments, batches and batches and batches of payments, and I'm doing like this grade 12 with minimum 5 years type of job. There's a lot of it that you need to do. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Like when I say to you, I'm signing payments, I'm talking boxes and boxes and boxes of payments that you have to sign. When I say to you, I'm creating invoices.
Yes, when a first time board pass.
You know
first
what?
Time, second board.
You were not big four articles.
You were.
We're not unicorn that finished their articles
before everyone else.
Before everyone else.
Yes.
In advisory.
Yeah.
Of a big four firm. When me. This entire me. That's me.
Signing.
There's just lots and lots and lots of it to do. So yes, I left because I had to be in the office until 1. But even here, it's not different. I have to stay until 8 so that I can do these damn invoices. I have to stay until 8
so
every
busy
day.
Season is literally every day.
So busy season for you is every day. There's never even a time where you can say, "Oh, I'm having a quiet time." There is no quiet time for you. You always on busy season. Then someone resigns and they say, "Please help out in their role."
And then you end up taking everything.
So you end up taking everything, and this is a role that was being done by a person that was 10 years post qualifying.
Sure.
But you're doing this role of theirs and you're doing your role, and every time I said, look, I'm swamped, I just can't get to everything, then it's a problem.
You're now incompetent.
Now I'm incompetent.
Can't do your job.
Yes. Now
are
I'm
you even
incompetent.
a CA?
Are you even
they train you to do?
Yes. I had a meeting where I was being told you clearly don't take the CASA designation seriously. Hectic. You clearly don't take it seriously.
And how do you respond to that?
How do you respond to that?
Just keep quiet. I'll cry, guys. I'm such a crier. Oh my god. Not in front of them, obviously.
How do you even respond to that? Because that's when then things started. We were just getting a lot more deep now because my new manager was there and she didn't seem to want to do anything. She pushes work that's meant to be hers, even to a point where communicating with a different staff member, she wants to push it to you. You must go and talk to such and such a person, tell them to do what. I'm not the manager here. You are. So why must I go and do something that's your job? No, but you must do it, you know? And then she's now the type of person that will come and say to you, no, but you're pregnant. So what makes you think that you can do this? Of course you can't do it. You're pregnant. Of course.
And it's a woman.
Yeah, and it's a woman.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you're obviously not at Company Z anymore. Then what happened?
I'm obviously not at Company Z anymore.
Because you're happy, you're bubbly, you're back to your normal self. For those who don't know, she is a very bubbly person.
You know, I think Company Z actually just took the destroying of my soul to a different level. Because after I left, I realized that during that entire period of 6 months, I didn't have any more jokes.
Really? You weren't like bubbly and
I had no more jokes. I was no longer goofy. Like
no wit, no sarcasm.
None whatsoever. It was finished. My sarcasm was finished.
No way.
And I remember at some point I said to that manager, she said to me, oh no, people say that you're not happy anymore. And I said, I've realized that the well from whence I get my jokes has dried up.
It's dry.
It's dry. There's no more jokes there. Shubile. There are no more jokes there. I don't know where I'm supposed to find these jokes.
What did she say?
She said to me, no, you need to find a way to be happy. Otherwise, the company is going to have to do what the company has to do.
Hela.
Yeah.
And they did, didn't they?
And they did.
What did they do?
Oh, girl, they did.
What did they do?
Hey, Miguel. They did. So eventually, on one day, my boss and I had an exchange on WhatsApp about delivering on two different things, right? You have to submit month end reporting, and we then had to also submit like a tax report. I'm responsible for one entity, and she wanted me to do something for another entity, like one of the other entities. Before she did the work allocation, I said to her, I'm responsible for the one entity. You can't expect me to still do the other entity. She doesn't want to hear
Which is great, because in corporate you need to set your expectations. Like, you need to communicate them, and your boundaries need to be set. Otherwise,
I know, but with her, boundaries are not things that exist.
Okay.
Because then she still allocates me work for the other entity.
Yeah.
As the week is progressing, I said to her, okay, this is where I'm at. All the time I'm saying to her, this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
I haven't even started on my entity with regard to tax, so I don't even know how I'm supposed to get started. She keeps quiet. Because what? Managers don't delegate. They don't say you can't prioritize this. She doesn't say that.
Yeah.
You know? And I've worked with a lot of capable managers who, if you say to them, I haven't even started on this,
they will prioritize this.
Yes. Yeah. They say to you, prioritize this. If we can deliver on this, we're going to be okay. She does none of that, right? But the day before we're meant to submit now, I must stay up all night. And she said to me, no, you need to stay up all night because you need to do both of these things.
Yeah.
I said to her, I can only do one.
Yeah.
I can't do both. Even if I stay up all night, I'm never going to be able to finish both. So I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to, but I didn't say I'm not going to do it. I just said, I'm just going to do the one thing. Right. The next morning, I sent a complaint to her boss to say, this is what's been happening in the past 6 weeks since this person has been here. At this point, I no longer know what to do.
Yeah.
Please, could you intervene? I sent that message at 6 a.m. At 1:15, I was being suspended with immediate effect. I was being told, you need to leave your laptop, just take your handbag and go.
What?
Yes.
Where did this directive come from? From HR or directly from the people that?
I think it came from the people that I complained to.
Was this an email you got, or was this a person walked up to you?
No, it was. I sent an email, right?
Yeah.
With my complaint. I sent it to my boss's boss, and I then copied my manager in to say this is what I've done. Because in the spirit of transparency, don't say that I'm doing these things without letting you know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
1:15, she calls me into a meeting. She says, can we have a meeting? My boss. We have a meeting. It's her. It's the FD, which is a different person than who I complained to. It's the HR person, right? Then they said, okay, so a lot has been said, and we've decided that we're going to suspend you with immediate effect.
What? So they basically probably heard the one person story only.
Yes.
The white. The white lady.
Exactly. She was white. The white lady. Probably spun them a story.
Yes.
About whatever it is she spun the story about. And I realized that they didn't know what had happened until my lawyers contacted them. My lawyers contacted them when they were ready to get rid of me. And they were like, but we never knew that you actually complained.
Wow. So how do you suspend me based on what one person says? That's my first question. Like, we're an entirely functioning organization.
There were no reasons even.
So they just say it with immediate effect.
Yeah, from
leave
now
your laptop.
On, leave your laptop, bye-bye. You can't contact anyone. You can't speak to anyone. You can't do anything, really. Just leave your laptop and go.
This is in the office. And how are you feeling in this meeting?
It didn't even last 3 minutes for it to register that I was being suspended. It registered at a robot. The robot was green. I was looking at it. Somebody was beeping behind me because I was still in so much shock that I was watching that robot like,
Are you serious? Is this happening to me?
Is this really happening to me? They said to me that if I qualified as a CA and I went to school and I was kind to everybody, I never needed to go through this. I never ever in my wildest dreams thought
this would be you.
That this would be me. This person that's being suspended. But suspension is for bad people.
Like, you have to do something really, really deep for you to be suspended.
Really deep for you to be suspended.
She said you didn't do the work or something. She probably really, really badmouthed you.
I'm sorry that I was actually being suspended the entire me. the bundle of joy
Oh my
and
gosh.
sparkles.
The kind, bubbly,
The kind, bubbly,
female.
black female CA who went to and was told that she was brilliant. I was told that I'm so brilliant that I should be partner. Every single person that I spoke to upon my resignation said, you were supposed to be partner in this place.
Yeah.
When we looked at you, we were seeing the future of this firm. How can you leave?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Even though it was mixed messages and it was a lot of gaslighting.
A lot of no, but then they don't say that to everyone. It's not like they don't say that to everyone. I was I didn't hear that.
For me,
But yeah.
that's the message that I got. The message that I got, even though they were abusing me, was that what we see in you. I can even show you like some of my texts that I sent to this lady, the COO of advisory. When I said to her, I'm resigning, she was on maternity leave. She said to me, I'm so disappointed to hear this because you were supposed to be partner.
Wow.
That's what she said.
Now you got suspended, bro.
And now me, the entire person that's supposed to be a partner,
in the space of 6 months.
In the space of 6 months is being suspended. What is it about me?
What did I do?
What did I do? Am I really that incompetent? Because at that point you start to ask yourself, yo, I must really...
it does take a dip on your confidence.
Yeah, I said to myself, I must really be incompetent. I must truly be incompetent for these people to have done this. Maybe I wasn't cutting it. Maybe I wasn't hacking it in this environment.
Yeah.
Maybe I really was that horrible that I needed to get suspended, right?
Then you convinced yourself that you deserved it.
Sorry, I didn't convince myself. I had to be deliberate about it. Because my husband said to me, you need to go to therapy.
Why are you laughing? Therapy is where it's at.
Serious, therapy is where it's at. My husband said to me, it's fine if you want to fight this, if you want to go through the court process, if you want to do whatever it is you want. But the only thing that I have as a condition to my support is that you go to therapy.
Yeah.
I'll support you through everything.
Yeah.
But the only condition, I have one condition, I need you to go to therapy.
Yeah.
I need you to start like seeing a therapist in earnest.
Yeah. What a blessing it is. Like you said, you start making up all these reasons and you start trying to make sense of the situation because the situation doesn't already make sense.
No.
Now
it already feels like a movie.
Hectic.
And you're like, me. This entire me. And because I had been at Company Z for 6 months and I was the third person that I was seeing that this had happened to, I knew that the next step is dismissal.
Yes.
Once they suspend you with immediate effect, the next step automatically.
And even if they didn't dismiss you going back it wasn't going to be nice for you.
No.
Because you're like now in this environment that's hostile and people literally look at you. And even when you do your work, you literally have to make sure
that all the eyes... Exactly.
Yeah.
Can I operate like that?
No.
Could I really operate like that?
So fast forward, after suspension, how long was the suspension?
So they suspended me and then they tried to sort of get a disciplinary process going. I got a lawyer. I lawyered up.
Lawyered up. Girl, you's important now.
I was like, I'm
talking to my lawyer.
Exactly. I'm talking to my lawyer. You cannot speak to me. You need to speak to my lawyer.
Don't talk to me. Talk to my lawyer.
Talk to my lawyer. I lawyered up. Lawyer then sends... He starts a CCMA process. Which was very quick.
Yeah.
It was the quickest CCMA process I've ever imagined. Because she sent through the forms to the CCMA. Well, first she sent through a letter of demand to the company to say to them, no, but this person was unfairly suspended.
Yeah.
So you need to lift the suspension or you need to, we're going to take you to the CCMA. They responded back and said, no, we're not going to lift. We're not going to lift the suspension. What we're going to do is we're going to investigate her complaint and we're still going to then carry on with the disciplinary process because she's done serious misconduct.
Wow.
We suspect that there's been serious misconduct.
In inverted commas.
Yes, in inverted commas, serious misconduct. Okay, cool. Serious misconduct. And obviously then I'm panicking. Serious misconduct. How can I have done a serious misconduct? Me.
What did I do?
What did I do? That was such a serious misconduct that these people are saying we're not going to lift the suspension. You know? So obviously at that point I'm just going through all these emotions to say, Serious misconduct. She starts the CCMA process. They give us a date. They say, okay, 23rd of October, you guys must come for your hearing. And I heard that CCMA takes a long time to give you a date.
So that was very quick.
It was very, very quick. So she does that. And then they then hold a grievance hearing, these guys, because they've done, they realized that they had done something wrong. So now they want to hold a grievance hearing.
Wow.
I'm telling you, I sat through that grievance hearing, and it was basically, they were just discussing, it wasn't even about my complaint and how I had been victimized. It was about my performance.
Wow. So they basically, she wasn't coping.
No.
Or what?
No, it wasn't even she wasn't coping. It was she just failed to deliver.
Hectic.
I don't see how she could have failed to deliver. So that hearing basically gave me an idea of what they were going to say in the disciplinary hearing. I got to see exactly what it is they were going to say in the disciplinary hearing. They did that, and then immediately after the grievance hearing, before they could even come up with the verdict for the grievance hearing, they give me the charges. Here are the charges for your disciplinary hearing. Please sign to say that you've received. So I signed to say that I've received. I read those charges. This person is grossly negligent.
Wow.
Because on such a date, I sent you an email and you failed to respond to it.
Wow.
On such a date, I said this and that and that to you. You failed to give me feedback.
No way.
On this date, you submitted a recon file that was incomplete. This recon file that you reviewed.
Wow.
You reviewed this recon file, yet I'm being charged with submitting a recon file that's incomplete. I don't understand.
And that's why we have processes in place. It's incomplete. Send it back to prepare, do the right thing.
Yes.
It happens in organizations all the time.
Exactly. So when my lawyer saw it, she was like, they're just trying to find every single thing they can do to make the charges stick. It's really not about you. You know? So then I was then determined that, I'm going to fight this. I'm going to fight for my honor and whatever. Then I went to therapy. I think I had like my first session in therapy, and my therapist was like, yo,
shucks,
the ball of anxiety that you are.
You're like a little hot ball, like a little Mars. You know how Mars has the flames?
Yes. She was like, yo, the ball of anxiety that you are for a pregnant woman.
It's not healthy.
At 7 months,
it's not healthy.
It's not healthy.
Flip.
If you want to continue with this disciplinary hearing, I'm going to have to put you on anti-anxiety medication. If this is the route that you want to take, I would be remiss not to put you on anti-anxiety medication.
For your well-being and your baby.
For your well-being, but anti-anxiety medication is not good for the baby. It cannot be proven.
Oh, flip. Oh, no.
She consulted then a psychiatrist in the same practice to say, what can I give her? Because this person... This person is about to...
the verge.
She's on the verge. Like, we are going to admit this person anytime.
No ways.
Therapist was
like... can you see the trains? They drive you to that point.
They do. They drive you to that point. So the therapist was like... So the psychiatrist said, no, we can't prescribe anti-anxiety medication to anything, to a pregnant woman, because the psychiatrist was like, the last time she did it, she learned her lesson. She prescribed anti-anxiety meds to a woman that she had admitted into hospital. And this person was pregnant, and she says she gave that woman anti-anxiety medicine, but the baby didn't move the entire day. Yes.
It's like, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice.
Never. The psychiatrist was like, there's no way that I will ever, under any circumstances, prescribe any medication to a pregnant woman. Never. You will not fool me again. Not today, Satan. Not today, pregnant woman.
Not today. It's like they've told me about you.
Yeah.
You're
type. I know them. And I'm not about this type.
Nope.
This type, I know it. So then that woman said to me, okay, that's fine. I'm going to cancel my next appointment.
Yeah.
Because you and I need to sit. And by the time we leave here, I need to have helped you work through a way to let this go. Because you need to let go of the fight.
Yeah.
You cannot continue with it.
Yeah.
You can't. If every
And it's hard, especially when you know you're right. Like, I didn't do anything wrong.
Yes.
I was just doing my job, stumbled upon a difficult individual. So now you have a point to prove as well. Because
exactly,
like,
because
see,
I need to do it for my reputation.
and you've also been humiliated. You've also been, like, yikes.
Because everybody, when you say to them, I've been suspended, they say, what did you do?
Exactly.
Like, I did nothing.
How do you know? It defaults to that. Yeah.
It always defaults to that, to what did you do? But you're like, I did nothing. I didn't even know that you could get suspended for doing nothing. I didn't know.
Welcome to life.
Welcome to racism.
Ish, dog. And how many black people were in this process at your company? Were you the only one?
That were in the process of being disciplined?
No. So you've got a manager, you've got an FD, you've got the people that were in the meeting. How many black people were here?
There was me and the HR manager that's responsible for firing people.
Oh.
They have
so she just gets called and be like, hey.
Yeah, it's a he. They have a black EXCO member whose only job is to fire people.
Oh, so that it's not insensitive, so that it didn't come from a white person directly.
Do you know what that person said to me? He said to me, I want to advise you, my sister, as he was giving me those charges, black to black. Let me advise you, as a black person, you need to just let this go.
Wow. He's seen it happen before.
Not he's seen it, he's done it to people before.
Shucks.
He's done it.
So he's just the puppet.
He's actually just the puppet.
But then he's obviously lost all emotion in the process.
No, he doesn't care.
That's his job.
That's his job, and it pays the bills. So what must he do? You need to process journals to pay the bills. He needs to fire people.
Like, sorry.
Bye-bye. Your time is up. 1, 2, 3. Your time is up. Sorry. Bye. That's him. That's his job.
Okay.
His job is to fire people. So he said to me, no, just let it go. So in the therapist room, then I'm just like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Why must I be the person that lets it go? Does that not mean,
Yeah.
So I had to like go through all those emotions in one day because she was like, I'm not letting you go.
I'm not letting you go because
this person that you are. Girl.
About to kill someone.
You. Somebody. You maybe you're about to kill that baby that you're carrying.
Shucks.
With all this anxiety that you've got. So she was like, let it go. So at that point, then I decided, after I left, I was like, okay, it's fine. I'll let it go.
Wow.
I'll actually just let it go.
So then you didn't end up going to disciplinary?
So I ended up not going to the disciplinary. I ended up not going to the CCMA. I did a settlement with them. They gave me like 3 months salary. I settled with them. And then I left. I was just like, I'll go.
Their willingness to settle though. How was it easy or was it?
They were very willing to settle.
Because they know what they did was not right.
The next morning when I spoke to my lawyer and I said to her, you need to call them and ask them to settle. They were very, very quick and easy to settle.
Wow.
They even paid me like immediately. The week after, they paid me my entire 3 months salary.
Wow.
Because they were just that keen to get rid of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then
they don't want a pending litigation.
No.
What? But for your well-being, you had to do that.
I really had to do it.
That's respectable. I'm angry on your behalf. But we're not there.
I was also angry on my behalf.
Because then who do you talk to? Like where do we get hurt?
Exactly.
Because yes, the courts are there, but then like you said, I don't have to lose, let's say, either my child, my mental well-being. It doesn't have to be like this for me to be hurt. Surely there has to be some way that sucks.
But the thing is that even when I spoke to my lawyer and I said to her, look, I'm thinking of settling, she said to me, it's probably a wise decision because these people have the money.
Yeah.
Let's not lie. and say to ourselves that these people don't have the capital.
Yeah.
These people have the capital and they have the time to exhaust you.
Yes. And they're not going home worried about it.
Mm-mm.
It's business as usual to them.
Yeah, she was like, it's probably a wise decision because she was even telling me that she had been fighting a case from 2013.
Wow. And then it goes on.
Yeah, she says it goes on. It was 2013. They won it in the CCMA. They appealed. There was drama about the file and whatever. Eventually, they found the file, and they had to then do some appeal process. After appealing, they won. Right? My lawyer won. Those people, the opposing side, appealed again. So she says it's been going on, dragging from 2013. Imagine where you would be emotionally if this thing kept
just fighting
dragging.
A system that obviously is designed to make you fail.
Exactly. So she's like, let's not lie and act like this thing is gonna take a short time. You might never see a payout.
Yeah. Flip. So then that's how it ended.
That's how it ended. With Company Z.
You're okay now.
Yeah, I'm happy now. I think after I decided to let it go, it just felt like there was just this huge weight off my shoulders. It just felt like it shouldn't feel like that to leave a job, guys.
It shouldn't. Like when you're feeling, and you can't even like show your face, or you should be able to go back to your former employer and say, "Hey, thanks for what you did. Look where I'm at now." You know, or potentially say I could come back if I wanted to. But hectic. I have one question. In all of this wave of emotions and the drama that was going on, what role do you think your relationship with God played? Did it get, like, obviously you are a person who prays, you've got a relationship with God, and what role did that play in keeping you sane, if any at all? Because apparently you're a ball of anxiety. How did that turn out?
I believe that in this moment, I think God put those people in my life. I think that in every single thing I saw that God put certain people in my life. God put that lawyer in my life.
Yeah.
That lawyer was not charging me 2,000 rand an hour, she was charging me 500 rand an hour.
Wow.
Which is even just one of those things that it doesn't happen. And I mean, when I looked at it, I was like, it just feels like God was doing everything to sort of prepare me for this role, for this that was going to happen. Because this year, out of the blue, I decided to start a book club.
Yeah.
None of my crazy ideas ever come to fruition. Like, I have so many crazy ideas. None of them ever come to fruition. None of them ever come to fruition. I don't know. Like, I just have crazy ideas and then I don't follow through.
Like, nah.
I'm just like, nah. Book club, so much effort.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I started a book club. And it was successful.
Yeah.
You know, and it's successful. It's still going, you know. Lots of dedicated people. In one of our book club, we had we were reading Sihle Bolani's book.
Yeah.
Don't know if you know it.
What's it called?
Something about the fight against corporate black professionals in South Africa.
Yeah.
We are the ones we need.
We are the ones that yes.
We are the ones we need, right? So the book club was like, yes, definitely we're reading this. And then we called her for our book club meeting.
Yeah.
And she came through. And I was responsible for calling her, for asking her to like come through.
Yeah.
She showed up. We had a great discussion with Sihle Bolani about this or whatever. When this happened, the first person I contacted was her. And I said to her, girl, this is what's happened to me. Please, could you recommend a lawyer for me?
Yeah.
She recommends someone. That person, when I call her, they're like, oh, no, you're friends with Sihle. I'll charge you 500 rand an hour.
Look at that.
Even when I remember.
Look at that.
Look at that, you know?
Look at God.
So, yeah, look at God. And I was like, of all the bad ideas that I've had, this was the one bad idea that had to happen, that led me to meet this person, that led me to meet this lawyer, who was then like, she's brilliant, you know?
Yeah.
And she's just like, I won't charge you even like an arm and a leg because this is a fight that we need to take, right? So then I did that. And in all of it, even when I then had to find a therapist, it was then someone that comes and says to you, I'm going to put everything above there's nothing I'm going to put above your well-being right now. You're the most important person to me right now.
Yeah.
The person that's going to say to you,
I mean, cancelling your next appointment.
I won't see anyone else. I need to see you.
Yeah.
Because I need you to work through the emotions of what it is you've just gone through. I need you to understand that this has been a trauma. I need you to understand that you've done nothing wrong.
Is your therapist black?
She's a black woman. Black women are going to save this world.
No, why? Okay, yeah, let me know.
I couldn't. And just to be led to this person that's a black woman, that understands my struggle, more than anyone, you know.
Shucks.
So I feel like when God just put these people in my life,
he was intentional about it.
He was intentional about how it is I healed, because I even realized that even from this entire process, I'm then starting to heal from trauma that I got a long time ago.
Past traumas, yes.
Past traumas. Yeah. Because the other day with my therapist, we were discussing the fact that I said to her, I'm so happy that I went to an all black school. Because I feel like they spent 18 years building me, where I could just be who I was. Yeah. The moment I went to UCT, an all white a place that was not designed for me.
Black people.
That's when it started chipping away at my confidence.
Yes, yes. Because now you're like, am I really good enough?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, I know I'm brilliant, but am I? So and so said I could do this. Can I? You start second guessing yourself.
Exactly. And I was
each interaction.
I realized that I started second guessing myself when I went to UCT, and it didn't actually stop. Even after I still never felt good enough.
If it probably peaked.
Probably peaked.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Even I didn't feel good enough. And then I went to this place and this happened. Yeah. So she said, yes, you've been moving from trauma to trauma. And so I'm thankful that God then put people in my life that are able to make me realize that, you know what?
You are amazing.
You are amazing. So I feel like also now this is the time when, to be honest, I learned to trust God. Yeah. During this entire process, I learned to trust God. I think
to really trust. Because we said, trust in the Lord, lean not on your own understanding. Cute.
Then you see that I might not even qualify for UIF. And then you're like, how am I going to survive in January?
Wow.
Because of this and that and that. Yeah. But then I really learned to trust God. I won't lie to you.
So
I learned. And for the first time in my life, I remember you always say God loves me. And it never registered to me.
Because He probably took you out of that situation for a reason. Thereby Company Z. Because you don't know why He does. That's one thing I realized about God. So because he could see you would never voluntarily go to Company Z and say, hey guys, listen, I would like to resign, like just on your own. So He had to put you in a specific situation that would lead you by force. Get out of
get out of it.
Because that's how He works. That's how He works. Eventually you get out, and then because you don't know. My mom's always saying, you never know. Maybe the building was gonna burn down when you're there.
Oh my!
It's drastic. It's dramatic, but then not literally. You know what I mean? I think one of my friends also just wanted to go to some division, and things didn't work out at his company. Things didn't work out, and before, I think a month later, that division actually closed down.
Wow.
So he's thinking, oh my gosh, I've been rejected. I'm not good enough for this division. Because, you've got career goals. You want to do this.
Yes, there's
it doesn't work out. It doesn't. And then I'm like, can you see why this didn't work out? And unfortunately, we're human beings. And we realize it once we've actually gotten to the end that, oh my gosh, so this is why. Or you wait for something, and even if nothing happens to them, you don't want to be around people like that. You understand?
But even apart, we say God loves me and God cares about my well-being. But for me personally, it never really resonated. Yeah. Because how does this invisible person
care about your well-being?
Care about my well-being?
And
I think also there's a lot of mixed messages in Christianity about what it means to be holy, and nothing can ever be about you. It's not about you. So you always start to feel like, does God really care about me and my day-to-day?
But he's in the detail.
Exactly.
That's the thing. God is in the detail.
And it registered to me. It finally just dawned on me to say, you know what? God cares about my day to day.
That is powerful.
God really, really loves me, and He sees me as a significant person. It registered to me that God doesn't like it when I'm hurt.
Yeah. When you're frustrated, when you're working till 8, when you don't spend time with your family, when you're not happy, when you're not being sarcastic, when you're not being witty.
When your well of jokes has dried up.
Yeah, because that's not you now.
It's not you.
That's not His daughter. He knows how He made you.
Exactly. And now the funny thing, as I'm sitting here, is that even these few months where I've been so when I've been unemployed, they've been the busiest few months of my life.
Swipe.
My days are full.
Oh my gosh.
My days are so full. And I can't tell you what my days are full of. But my days are full. And I don't know. And then I wonder to myself, what was I doing? How was I able to keep all these relationships when I was employed?
So maybe that's what God wanted you to do as well. Focus on those relationships. Focus on you.
Yes.
Guys, if you don't know, she's on a swiping spree. She's always swiping.
The good cause. The good cause being my baby. I'm swiping for my baby.
Yeah, no, but it's
all for a good cause.
So what advice, this is like parting advice now, what advice would you give someone that's frustrated, that's in a frustrating situation, not only like from a work perspective? I think when things aren't working out your way, when you're obviously in your own, where were the Israelites?
In your own wilderness.
Yes.
In the desert.
Yes. When it seems dry and you can't even see a drop of water, what advice would you give?
Sure, man. When you can't see a drop of water.
Yeah.
Because I can't see a drop of water now. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah? What am I gonna do with my life?
True.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's when you're sitting in the wilderness, you start to think, oh God, please send me back.
Yeah.
Because I think there were very many times when I thought to myself, why can't I just go back to why didn't I just stay there? And I think even the Israelites thought to themselves,
why did you bring us here?
Why did you? And they said it out loud.
Slaves.
Those ingrates.
Yes.
Idiots. Yeah. They said it out loud. They were like, we were better off as slaves. At least then our tummies were full.
We're full, yeah.
At least then our tummies were full all the time.
That's what they told Moses.
Exactly. But you have to understand that even though you are in the wilderness, God will always provide.
Amen.
And you just always have to look towards what God is doing at that time. I would say that I learned to spend time with God and to ask Him, not even to ask Him about the future, but to say, in this present moment, show me your hand.
That's deep.
And the moment that I could see that, okay, this person has brought this person into my life so that they could help me make this decision so I could be at peace, then it helped me.
Yeah.
To go through that moment, because I knew, okay, so now God put this word in Kuzai's heart so that I could do this and that and that.
Yeah.
And that helped me.
Wow.
So in the day-to-day, I would wake up in the morning, I'd pray and I'd say, God, just show me your hand at work in my life today.
That is powerful.
That's all. Just show me your hand at work.
And if you don't believe in God, whoever your higher power is.
Exactly. If you're not a believer in God, that higher power, you must ask your higher power
to help you.
Or your lower power. If you believe.
You are the higher power.
If you believe in the underground gang, if you believe in the lower power, you must ask the lower power to show you exactly what it is that lower power is doing in your life that day. Because
that is so deep. We don't belong to ourselves. No. I think that's what I've learned. I'm deeply moved. I'm still at the anger stage. I'll transition and I'll call you when I've transitioned. I'll text you. I'm still angry because it's that easy to get suspended. It's that easy for people to frustrate you, to disrupt your mental well-being. It's that easy
to disrupt your life. And we said to ourselves, excuse me, I'm taking this job or I'm getting this qualification because I never want to struggle for a job.
Yes. So here's
Or I
the
never
story.
want to be made to feel like, I never want to feel like my job is not secure.
Yes.
And you realize that doesn't matter how permanent that contract you sign is.
The game does not discriminate.
The game doesn't say, no, you're a CA.
No, you're black, female, excellent, CA, partner, quality. Nah.
Girl, no. The game doesn't care.
But what is consistent though is God's love.
What's consistent is God's love.
Amen.
And provision in our lives. You will never be without.
Amen. Oh, guys, so deep. Thank you very much for sharing.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you for calling me. And feeding me.
Oh, wow.